I was like, all right, tell me.
What's going on? Hey.
Welcome to part 1 of a new series.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Join us as there will be much wondering and wondering as we explore a new, to us, country and continent.
I have no idea what's going on.
No idea.
No idea.
Flight of the Crow's Wing presents.
You want to go to Pakistan? Economy class.
Economy class.
दिल लौड़ा नी तेरे बिना आज कर लिया फैसला मेरी अखियां दी प्यास बुझा पईयां तकदियां तेरियां राह महरमा
And all these people.
ओ दिल लौड़ा नी तेरे बिना आज कर लिया फैसला ओ मेरी अखियां दी प्यास बुझा पईयां तकदियां तेरियां राह तेरा मुखड़ा मैं तकदी जावां कोले आ मेरे तेनू मना तेरा मुखड़ा मैं तकदी जावां कोले बैठ मैं तेनू मना हो नेड़े नेड़े वस वे ढोला मैं तेनू प्यार करदी जावां नेड़े नेड़े वस वे ढोला मैं तेनू प्यार करदी जावां नेड़े नेड़े वस
We're early.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Denise.
Love you guys.
Some time ago, our son-in-law Umar invited us to see his native land of Pakistan. We enthusiastically said, yes, we'll go. There would be us, Madeline and Omar, and their 2 friends, Mike and Eric, making this trip from the USA. Madeline and Omar spent many months planning where to go, where to stay, making sure we had our vaccinations, our visas, our passports, etc., 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 etc. They even sent us a Google document that had hyperlinks, so many details, it was impressive. Madeline, Omar, and Eric would be flying from the West Coast. Elizabeth and I would be flying from the East Coast, and we were going to be meeting Mike at the Dulles Airport so we could make the journey together. Found Mike, passed through security, and boarded the plane on our first leg of the journey. It'd be an 11-hour flight to Istanbul.
Istanbul, it's Constantinople now. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople now. It's first delight.
So where are we at? What are we doing?
We're sitting at a table resting because we deboarded, unboarded, departed the plane at like D8, which is way over there, and we went looking for a map and we wound up at like D14, gate D14, and we were all on our phones trying to find out where our next gate was, and the only thing I could find was gate A1A, which is all the way that way, and down the stairs and up the stairs and down, and then we found gate A1A all the way at the end, and I showed my Pakistan airline ticket to a gentleman, and he gets on his little computer and he goes, oh yeah, that's on gate D12. So now we're halfway back to D12.
And we're still not entirely sure what gate we're going
He
to
said
because
that might change yet, but it's green, so it
because
shouldn't.
when you check the board, as per instructions, it says
It
gates
says
at
gate info at 18 something
10,
hours, 18:10.
so it's 6:10.
Yeah,
So they're
6:10.
giving us a little over an hour to get to the gate once we find out where it's at.
Yeah. But Istanbul Airport's nice. It's
Yeah.
nicer than Detroit.
Yeah, it's especially if you like Americanized food because it seems to be a
We
lot
got a
of
Shake Shack and a McDonald's on Carl Jr.
yeah.
About the Carl's and the Popeyes.
And the Popeyes.
D12.
D12.
D12. All the way down there. What's your seat, Mike?
42G.
What?
I saw my way to you guys. You have to sit next to strangers.
Mike's seat was in the back of the plane, and there he said he was the center of attention. He was seated with a group of Pakistanis, and they were asking him questions about his life, his trip, where he was going. In contrast, in the front of the plane, We were seated amongst a large family. They didn't really seem to fancy foreigners, treating us more like a weird rash that you notice but hope goes away if you ignore it long enough. They'd give us a sidelong glance, then they'd be all like, nope, still there. After a 6-hour flight, we finally landed in Islamabad Airport, not long before dawn. We landed in Islamabad. We knew beforehand that if it had hired a handler or fixer person to pick us up and guide us through the process of going through the airport security. We deboarded the plane. We're in this crowded hallway of people. This man approaches me really fast and he holds up his phone and it's a picture of me and Elizabeth. So he just smiled while I'm looking at this photograph of us. And I knew at this point that he's our handler. So he says in very stilted English, follow me. So we follow him through the airport, through the crowds, and we're walking at a fast clip. Our handler leads us past this long line of people that are waiting at the security checkpoint. And we get to the checkpoint and he talks to the security guard there. And the security guard motions us through. And then we go to the passport processing. We have passed this long line of people that are waiting for passport processing, and they are giving us scowling looks. And we get our passports processed. We go to a diplomatic desk, and the guy there takes our photographs, and he stamps our passports, and he stamps our visas, and he points our way through, and we walk past more of a crowd of people who are waiting to get all their stamps done, and we go to baggage claim. And we're like, in minutes, we're through what could be like hours of waiting in line. It was awesome. So it's not what you know, it's who you know. We all loaded into a couple of vans and they took us through the early morning traffic to Ifit's house, where we rested for a little bit and waited on our Airbnb to be ready. Loaded up into the van that was going to be our tour bus while we were in Islamabad, and they took us to the Airbnb where we were introduced to the house and the servants.
Here we are in our own bus.
We got our own bus. It's a Toyota Hiace.
We're in the back of the bus because we're back.
Whenever I rode in the school bus, I was in the back of the bus.
We're heading to the Airbnb.
James all here.
After a good long nap, Ali came over to pick us up, and we headed on over to Ifit's house and had a very nice dinner.
Yeah, nice.
I got the 5 gig one. 31 bucks.
This is amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
No,
it's beautiful. वो garlic sauce and there's chutney in the
And I said you just buy it and then you just get it.
orange lids.
We have our own peacock. That must have been the one that screamed, woke us up.
Screen, which I thought was coming into our door. Apparently it wasn't coming into the door. It was just down here. Okay, welcome to Pakistan. Umar put us up in a very nice Airbnb, and we're gonna go on a little tour. So right now we are in the, you come out the street out of this gate, there, out of this gate, and it's got a very nice little courtyard. Some trees and some chairs to sit in. And we're gonna go into the front door. And it's a heavy, stiff hinged door. We have a very nicely appointed little house. There's a bedroom there and a bedroom there. But our friends are staying in there, so we're not gonna bother them. A dining room with a large, looks like it was supposed to be a fireplace, but now it's just a giant television. We have a sitting room with fireplace
and it's very, very echoey in here, so I'm trying not to talk. We've got a full kitchen and a way to the outside, and it's a nice place. We're gonna go upstairs, so we'll make our way back to the dining room. And stairs. We're gonna go upstairs. Around the corner. Everything's very angular and hard surfaces. And it makes me cringe every time I set a glass down on something because it's all loud. And we have a sitting room out here on the second floor. There's a storage room there. This is a cool bedroom. We're gonna go in here. This is the cool feature in the bedroom. Why they have what looks to be a golden eagle. Sitting in the bedroom, I don't know. But there you have it. And then we have a really nice bed. The beds are comfortable. Each room, each room has its own bathroom. Let's go this way. There's a closet area. Each bathroom is a wet bath. So you have your sink, your toilet, and your shower all in one. Which it's weird. It's kind of RV-ish, but it's actually very convenient. And since we live in an RV, well, ours doesn't have a wet bath, but others do. It's not that bad. It's kind of nice. So we're gonna go back out to the sitting room. We have another full kitchen. Once we figure out how to use the gas, because apparently it's shut off. In this room, this is the room we're staying in. Elizabeth is working on a video for y'all to see. And we have a very comfortable bed. And a nice large window. We got air conditioning installed yesterday. It was a thing. It was 100 degrees in here yesterday afternoon, but by yesterday evening it was nice. We have our own little closet area, and then into the wet bath. So yeah, this one's complete with a washing machine. Currently not hooked up to electricity. Don't know why, but it's there. And our bedroom has a patio. Look at this. Elizabeth and I sat out here this morning and we watched the bird show because we're apparently just a few blocks from a zoo. We're just a few blocks from a zoo, and they have an aviary, and apparently the birds, they just travel around the town, and we're getting quite a good bird show. Hopefully I can get some good photographs. I'm enjoying that part. It's nice, it's quiet. I don't hear a lot of neighbors and traffic and noise and parties. There was a party a couple houses down last night. Apparently there was a sports ball thing going on, and there was some hooting and hollering, but nothing obnoxious. Nothing you would call the cops on. We had all kinds of birds down there while we were drinking our tea this morning. We had tea because we couldn't figure out how to make coffee. We'll get that straightened out. I know you're thinking, oh, just put a pot on the stove and heat it up, but apparently the gas gets shut off. So yeah, we have there's a little walkway there. I didn't notice that yesterday. A little walkway to get to the back patio. Yeah. It's a nice little Airbnb. So let's go up another flight. Corner. Open up another door. Wow, here we go. Look, we've got a roof. Servants' quarters are right here. And I gotta hang clothespins up on this line here because we borrowed some clothespins last night. I dropped one. Here we go. Alright. Here's the view from the roof. Some nice mountains in the background there. All y'all's neighbors. It's a good place. I like it. We can look out over the city that way. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, we're gonna go back downstairs. We're gonna go back downstairs because the servants are open. They don't speak. They don't speak English. They only speak Urdu. So I don't know how to communicate with them at all because my Google Translate does not have an Urdu setting. Google Translate, get Urdu. Yeah, so that is where we're staying for the next 4 days now, 5. We're gonna do some touring of Islamabad. We're going to go to a couple of museums today. That'll be fun. We're going to learn about the history of Islamabad and the history of Pakistan, and we're going to see some cool old stuff. And then we're going to go shopping. We're supposed to go shopping because some of our friends want some custom-made clothes. I don't wear custom-made clothes, but I'll go shopping just because it'll be fun. And then we're gonna go to a restaurant for dinner tonight. So it's gonna be a fun day. See y'all later. We have a gecko. We have a pet gecko in our house. Pet gecko in our house.
So this kitchen is not stocked.
Kitchen is not stocked. Ooh, he's fast. Yes. We have our own courtyard kitty. Hi, kitty. I want to boop your snoot. You're adorable. The next day, we went to see the sights of Islamabad. Our first stop was Omar, Ali's, and Beanish's old school, the Beacon House.
In charge of, yes, I do. He was in charge of roads or the construction, something like that, right? And his dad, he would come into
We're about to see art school. Umar, me, and Eastern. So it's not in the left hand, because a lot of memories. This is one side of my high school.
This is a gate?
This is the gate was for the girls' branch. As they came through. And I think it's school finishing up right now. Oh, wow. Yes, we wore uniforms.
So why is there razor wire around your school?
So we can security concerns. Nobody could jump into because Umar had so many boyfriends.
Nobody can jump in or nobody can jump out.
Nobody can jump in because there was a thing where a couple of parents were brothers
The Army Public School. And they kill a lot of children.
Hello and welcome to this special show. We mark the end of one of the bloodiest weeks in recent Pakistani history and the most chilling. Munir Jahangir joins us from Lahore just now for more on just how Pakistan is coping with this colossal tragedy.
The Pakistani Taliban exposed its most brutal, inhuman face by targeting children at an army public school in Peshawar. Over 140 people were killed in Tuesday's attack. 132 of them were children between the ages of 5 and 16. Those children who hid under their school tables were pulled out and shot dead. There has been unprecedented outrage, and as the entire nation grieves, the carnage has united the stoniest of Pakistan's leaders in underlining the need for strong and swift action against the Taliban.
After researching the terror attack, we vaguely recall hearing about it at the time. Though in all fairness, it occurred in 2014, which was 3 years before our lives became entwined with Pakistan. It wasn't until 2017 when our daughter requested the help from her mother to pick out a new dress for a formal function that she'd been invited to from a young man she'd met at VCU. As you've probably guessed, that young man was Umar. And here is the photo that we received of said event. We were like, who is this guy? Where's he from? And with a Google search and a background check, those questions were all sorted out.
Okay, so this is where I went to school. Middle school, elementary school, or high school, whatever you want to call it. So this is where I was in 5th grade till 10th grade, 11th grade. And then I moved over to that building over there, which was our A levels, which is basically high school for you Americans. And I was there from 11th grade till 13th grade, because we have 2 years actually. And then, so this is like one section of the school. There's like 6 other buildings behind this thing. Right now they have their British Council exams going on, so we can't go in further. Yeah, this is kind of where we went to school. Where? Maddie, take our picture.
Alumni. Do you guys have like a chant, or is there like a sign? No. You don't.
Next, we would be visiting a museum dedicated to displaying and educating the public on the history of the Pakistan region, highlighting its varied groups because even though Pakistan is a relatively young country, it's only 77 years old. Its region has been home to people since back in ancient times.
Into the museum. Let's learn stuff.
Dip that hand. Two hand dip. Touch. Face. Yeah, need on.
At the box?
Yeah. 1 minute. 1 minute I make. Touch, madam. Touch, beta.
Very sorry.
Touch karo, beta. Touch karo. Yes.
Make something beautiful, Mike. Make it beautiful.
And I'll see you.
पेंटिंग कर सकता हूँ, इससे आगे नहीं जा सकता. Thank you. This is mine now. I don't get it.
Just put it in your pocket.
Okay, I'm gonna wash it.
And lucky for us, many of the exhibits had placards written in English, so we could understand exactly what was going on.
one says these represent old folk love stories. I like the moon in this one, it's very nice. Furniture, very straight, very square, very hard looking, kind of uncomfortable. Then you come over here, look at this, look at this. Look at how comfortable this chair looks. Look, it's been very well used because somebody's going, this is my recliner. This is my recliner. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna have my evening drink and look at all you people sitting in the hard chairs.
After stuffing our heads with so many historical facts, we headed on over to the nearby Pakistan National Monument.
It doesn't say a single thing about it.
You forgot. You forgot. Oh God. Oh God.
Did you just fall down the step? No. I missed it.
The monument is a huge multi-paneled display symbolizing the unity of the Pakistani people and dedicated to the people who sacrificed there today for a better tomorrow. The 4 large petals represent the 4 main cultures of Pakistan: Punjabi, Balak, Sindhi, and Pakhtun. While the 3 smaller petals represent the minorities of Azad, Kashmir, and Gilgit-Baltistan. Say that 3 times real fast.
Well, like a lot of Iranian poets are like came, like basically conglomeration that came.
Say hello in Urdu. Assalamu alaikum.
But yeah, so that's basically where that comes from.
At the accompanying museum, we kind of got our first taste of the tourist tax in Pakistan. We got charged about 10 times what the average Pakistani person got charged to enter the museum. We were told we couldn't photograph anything, which really irked Rizwan. He was really upset about it, mainly because everybody else in the museum was taking photographs of all the stuff, and we were told not to. So since I was told not to do it, I didn't do it because I didn't want to offend anybody. Much of the museum is like a wax history museum, and most of it is dedicated to, I gotta read his name. Most of it is dedicated to Muhammad al-Jinnah, who was essentially the founder of Pakistan. He helped set aside a Muslim government to separate itself from India. He's essentially their George Washington. I'd show you some pictures, but I don't have any because I follow the rules. After the museum tour, we stopped at an American-style restaurant for lunch. It was so good. It was also the last tasty cheeseburgers we were going to have until we got back to the States. Not for lack of trying.
It's like algae.
Well, so you know the none of those
It's refreshing.
How's your margarita? Which one is it?
Mint margarita. You want to try it?
Mossy
refreshing.
margarita.
I'm sure she actually
It looks like it came out of a bowl.
That night, we would be dining in a fancy restaurant overlooking the city. To get there, we rode the bus through the bustling streets of Islamabad. I guess with the days being so hot, it should be no surprise to see so many people out and about after dark, as the temperatures cool down from to nearly overly warm.
पहाड़ियों के नजारे इस्लामाबाद रहता हूँ मैं इसमें मेरा शहर है ये इस्लामाबाद हूँ मुश्किल पड़ियों पर खूबसूरत नजारे दुनिया का खूबसूरत ये शहर है कहते हैं इस शहर को सब
The road to the restaurant was steep and winding, with many switchbacks and lots of traffic, but our driver was confident and competent to get us there in one piece.
The Monal overlooks Islamabad.
And all these people. Everybody's out.
Yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow we should try to be more nocturnal.
Welcome to Monal. My name is Mozam and I will be serving you today with
We had cheese naan, parathas, hummus with pitas, big steaming bowls of mutton handi, Peshwari chicken kahari, chicken bahari bodhi, mutton kebabs, beef seek kebabs, and palak paneer. So after dinner, Umar wanted to give us a traditional dessert. So we walked up the stairs to this man behind a little food cart, and Umar was talking about what he was doing. He was chopping up this stuff and rolling it up in a leaf, and he added about 6 to 20 little ingredients in it as he rolled it up in this leaf, and then he shoves it in this guy's mouth who's standing beside the cart, and we're like, ah! And Umar talked to the guy at the food cart, and he says that he doesn't have to feed it to us, he can hand it to us. The guy chopped up the nut, and he put in all his little ingredients and rolled it up in the betel nut leaf, and he handed it to us, and it's just this big leaf roll, and you pop it whole in your mouth. And what it is like a Pakistani everlasting gobstopper. It's got sweet, it's got salty, it's got spicy, it's got minty, it's got sour, it's got bitter, it's got all the flavors of the world in one bite. And to me, its only downfall was the leaf. It felt weird.
Can I bite through the leaf, or do I actually have to eat it in one solid bite?
Get down a little bite.
You said I had you a big bite. No, you don't.
One big bite. One big bite. Really? Because there's a lot of things in the back of it. Now you're going to get different taste.
That's fine. It's good anyway.
And over time, it's going to get really green. It will feel more leafy.
More leafy. I liked it.
Yeah, too minty.
Thanks for watching. I'll mention this right now. We've got 2 servants that stay with us. Well, they're staying up on the roof in a little room. But I don't like having servants. It's weird. It bothers me that I can't just make coffee in the morning without having to wake somebody else up. I just want coffee. So, I don't know. We'll talk more on that later, I'm sure. Join us on our next video, where we get to see some stupas. Some of us get the poopas.
Is it both of them for me?
तू ही मेरे नाल खड़ा जचना है